Hey guys, Ashley D. Will here, and today I'm thinking about the Sacrifices for Sin video that I did, and I wanted to do a video, not too long, but another one to watch after that video, so I didn't want you to feel left hanging, feeling like, well then what do I do, So I wanted to take you to Romans 12:1, and this verse answers our question. Well, if we're not going to give sacrifices and offerings for sin anymore, which don't please God anymore, then what do we do? What do we give Him? What do we present? Well, this verse tells us what we're going to do. Okay, Romans 12:1 says, "Therefore I urge you, brothers and sisters in Christ, in view of God's mercy, present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. This is your spiritual service of worship." Okay? This is what pleases God now, since the sacrifices and offerings for sin no longer please Him, because His sacrifice was perfect and eternal and is totally complete. And I've gone on and on about how there's no place in the time dimension where you're not covered. So you can let that go if you're ready. You may not be ready, and I went into other issues in that Sacrifices for Sin video. You may have other issues that you need to deal with where you're not ready to let it go, but that's between you and the Lord. So Romans 12:1 says, therefore, right? Therefore, so we have to look back to see what he was talking about before then, right? So it says, Romans 11:36 says, "For from Him and through Him and to Him are all things," right? "To Him be the glory forever." To Him be the glory forever, and in Him and through Him are all things. Come over to the next verse. Present your bodies. So he's saying that through your body, through Him living in you, He can get glory. He will get all the glory forever when you present your body as a living sacrifice. Okay? That is so important. Let's look at the NIV. "Therefore I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy," in view of it. That means you, at this point, you need to be able to see the mercy of God. He's on the mercy seat. The mercy is flowing to you like a fire hydrant 24/7. You can never get enough of it. And if you're still asking or begging for mercy, it's not that it's not there. He's given all the mercy that can ever be given. You're having a problem receiving it. So ask Him what's blocking you from receiving it, because the mercy is flowing. See, it says in view of God's mercy. That means you need to take your eyes off yourself and all your problems, lift your eyes up and look at the mercy seat, because that's where Christ is seated, and that's where all the mercy is flowing. That's all He has for us. Even all the discipline and the things that we go through, that is in His mercy package. Even the discipline and the correction. Okay, so therefore I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view, we're looking at God's mercy, it's coming to us, we're receiving it, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice. And that's how we can offer our bodies as a living sacrifice, because we see the mercy and we acknowledge it and we receive it, and we know that in that there is no condemnation. See, if you thought there was going to be condemnation, you would be bracing, you'd be hiding, you'd be having your fig leaves on. But this is saying, in view of God's mercy, present your body as a living sacrifice. Unzip your soul. Always say that. Let go and let Him have all of you. That's what this verse is saying. This is your reasonable and proper and true worship and sacrifice. This is your sacrifice. It's yourself. It's your heart. It's your mind. It's everything. That is the new nature package. Give it all to Him. And you can do that. He's urging us, not saying just do it, but He's urging us in view of God's mercy. See, that's the key. We know He is merciful. We know He was the Son of Man. We know He's been through everything we've been through. We know we can trust Him. So that's how we can offer our bodies as a living sacrifice. And when we do this, back in the previous verse, it says God will get all the glory. He will work in and through us, And in that whole process, it is holy and pleasing to Him. See, this is the cycle now. Him coming to us and us out to the world. That's what is pleasing to Him. And when we present our bodies as a living sacrifice, that flow starts. The trust, staying in the yoke, and all that, okay? This is our true and proper worship. And this is a sacrifice that is a living sacrifice. And it is so pleasing to Him. It is so pleasing to Him. So this is what you do instead of offering sacrifices and offerings for sin. You offer your body as a living sacrifice. And if the dirty feet video would help you, if you ever feel, oh no, I have a sin or I did something, watch that video and maybe it will help you to see that you're really clean, that once Christ cleanses you at salvation, you're clean all the way down to your ankles. Maybe your feet get dirty. Maybe they get coated with mud and the mud's all dried and you really need a lot of help getting it off. That's okay. He knows we're going to get dirty feet. But, so see, when we're doing this, back to Romans 12:1, when He's urging us to present our bodies as a living sacrifice, the next verse says, do not conform to the pattern of this world. See, and so when you are presenting your body as a living sacrifice, you're not being conformed to the pattern of the world. You're doing the opposite. You're being conformed to the pattern of the Lord. And so in that conformity, He's saying, continue to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I did a video on the stewardship of the mind that may help you. So He's saying, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, perfect, and pleasing will. So this is a quick video on Romans 12:1, and it's kind of appropriate to watch this after you watch the sacrifices for sin video. And so therefore I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, okay, there He is. He's up on the mercy seat. He has mercy and grace in time of need for us. He's been through everything we've been through, everything. See, so He can relate. And it's all mercy, so we don't have to cringe and hide and get out our fig leaves and do all that. We can just unzip and let Him have all of us. Present. If you want to present something to God, if you want to offer up something to God, offer up your heart. Offer up your body. Offer up your everything. Give it to Him. He owns you from head to toe. Okay? So I hope something I've said has been helpful, and I hope that you will consider offering up your body and all that you are to the Lord, because that is your reasonable act of service and worship, and it is a living sacrifice, and that is what pleases Him now, because sacrifices and offerings for sin do not please Him. But living sacrifices, me and you, that pleases Him very much. So I would encourage you to consider that, and I hope you have a great day.